Hi again then guys, and welcome to another top-end speed build, in particular for Forza Horizon 3, and we've covered a Rolls-Royce model before, of course, the Ghost, which is my personal favourite of the two on the game. I love the open-top look. This one, though, is the faster of the two, the Rolls-Royce Wraith. It's a lot faster as well. If memory serves, you're looking at around a 40 mph difference between the two cars, so a significant difference, let's just say. Now, this tune is on my storefront, and incidentally, the livery on the car is also in two forms. I've got a black and silver version and a black and gold version. So if you fancy that, if you like the way it looks, then of course you could check that out. Now, as far as conversions go, as you can see, you've only got the option of drivetrain. Some people might not want all-wheel drive, but for those who aren't bothered by it, I would recommend having it. It helps you out a lot off the line, and of course, it helps you to get the power down off-road. Also, in the case of a Rolls-Royce, you've got quite a lot of weight grounding the driven wheels anyway, but still, it helps, I would say, to have that all-wheel drive. This is a car, though, that if you want to try having rear-wheel drive, it's got room for that. You could do that if you want to. As far as the rest, you guys know the drill. Fit all of your racing parts, increase the power, lower the weight. You really definitely want to lower the weight on a car like this, and all that kind of good stuff. Now, as far as the benchmark goes, it's pretty rapid. 2 seconds, or technically 2.1 to 60, 5.1 to 100, and 252 flat out. That's pretty good for a Rolls-Royce. Now, as far as the gearbox, it's a relatively simple setup. 3.4 for final drive, then 2.89 for first, 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95, and 0.77. Then, as far as the alignment, I've opted for neutral camber, neutral toe, which of course, as always, you can change. If you want to stance the car, for instance, you can if you want to. I've got 1 degree of caster, primarily for manoeuvrability. Anti-roll we've got on 30 and 21. Springs on 223, 265, and I've opted for basically the stock ride height. Dampers we've got on 13, 14, and 6. Aero, of course, doesn't apply, and for the diff, I've opted for 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel, and for this particular car, a 73% split in favour of that back end. Now, that's very specific, very technical. That gets you the best benchmark numbers for 0 to 60 and 0 to 100, or better numbers, I should say, not the best. You could go up to 75 if you want a bit more manoeuvrability on the front end, or down to 70 if you want it to be less tail happy and to launch a bit stronger. You won't necessarily have the benchmark numbers looking as good, but it could work better for you. So you have to weigh that up as to what you want and need from the car. But that's it for the tune. So now let's actually take it out on the road to see what it's capable of. Now, as far as straight line performance goes on this car, the launch isn't as strong as some, but then again it doesn't have as much power as some other cars, even in its own class. The top end performance is pretty good for a car that's not exactly designed for that. It can get up around 240, 245 quite easily. Getting it up to 250 or even higher takes a little bit longer. You've got to have a nice long road. Even a downhill section or some draft will help out a lot. It can get there, it just takes a little bit longer though. But when it comes to Rolls-Royces, nobody's really expecting it to be dominating everything. This is more the kind of tune for those who, like myself, like having stuff like this on the game, your Rolls-Royces, your Maybachs, your Bentleys, that kind of stuff. Overall, I would have personally preferred it if they had the 101EX concept version with that V16 engine. I have no doubt that car could quite comfortably hit 260, maybe even 270, but still, the Wraith is not a bad car at all, so if you do decide to use this tune, of course, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and there are hundreds more tunes like this here on the channel. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.